Webheads, let's kick off this brand new Spider-Man series talking about Prelude to Sinister War. Hey, all my webheads out there, welcome back to Comic Book Corner 2.0. And fans, I am your host, Mike Spider Slayer, always helping you make decisions on what comic books to buy. And today, webheads, I am bringing you the debut episode of Spider-Man Weekly. That's right, guys, this is the weekly series where each week, I will be discussing whether it's a modern story or a classic story of your favorite webhead, Spider-Man. That's right, guys. So this is going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully you enjoy it. And today's first episode, we're going to be talking about Amazing Spider-Man issue 70. This is the prelude to the Sinister War. Now, I've been looking forward to this event for a very long time because when it comes to Nick Spencer's run on Spider-Man, it's been pretty much a dull storytelling, right? It just a lot of build-up and nothing really ever happens. However, Nick Spencer is not done yet. He's got this Sinister War to tell. He's got to finish his kind of run on Amazing Spider-Man, but I wanted to kick off this series with this Sinister War because the one thing that he's been truly lacking is the villains when it comes to Spider-Man, and this event seems like it's bringing all of them, right? So guys, let's get started. Let's talk about the Amazing Spider-Man on what happened in this issue. Just a warning, there is spoilers, so if you have not read your copy yet, please read your copy, then come back and you can talk about things in the comments below. Of course, this book is written by Nick Spencer and Federico Fancetti. Said that name probably wrong. Did the artwork in this book. I felt like the artwork in this book was actually pretty good. Not heavy on the inks. It had kind of like this, almost this anime feel to it in many ways, or like a animated TV series. Definitely a different type of style of artwork when it comes to some of the characters that I'm used to seeing on the pages of Amazing Spider-Man. Like Kraven looks a little different. Dr. Octopus looks a little leaner. Again, I think maybe it's just not as heavy on the inks, right? But nevertheless, the artwork did look good. There were some great action scenes in here, and I had fun actually looking at this book. So let's talk about the story now. What happened in this particular issue? Well, in the beginning, we go back to Empire State University, and Peter finds Kurt Connors lying on the ground, obviously severely injured, and we find out the story, what happened the night before to him, right? So he was working on his science experiments, always having to deal with the lizard, persona, the other side of him, and he was trying to obviously figure out a cure and whatnot. Well, who invaded his lab? Well, none other than the Sinister Six, or the current members of the Sinister Six. And Dr. Octopus is getting the team back together. Obviously, Kindred is in his ear. And so far, we wind up having Dr. Octopus, Kraven the Hunter, Sandman, and Electro, the original Electro. He was brought back in one of the epilogues in one of the previous Amazing Spider-Man issues, which I did not see coming, which I thought was pretty cool. So they use Kurt Connors' science experiment against him. They separate the lizard from his body somehow, and now the lizard is part of the Sinister Six. So it looks like Kurt Connors is just by himself, and the lizard is with the Sinister Six as just regularly the lizard creature, right? So pretty cool how they recruited him. I felt bad for Kurt Connors. He's stuck with his family now. He can't help them because the equipment was destroyed and all kinds of things like that, right? So pretty cool stuff. Meanwhile, at Avengers Mansion, we have Mary Jane, who is talking to Jarvis on trying to find out what happened with Carly Cooper. Ever since Carly got into the car with Overdrive, she has been missing, and she's been searching around, asking all kinds of other people, like her landlord, her co-workers, just anyone that's been in contact with her. And we find out in the issue that she has been thrown in the cell with Norman Osborn. I'm sorry, Harry Osborn. That is confirmed in this issue for sure. So Carly and Harry Osborn have this interesting conversation that Harry had everything that he wanted, and then he tried to do some kind of business deals, and what happened is it led him to Kindred. Him and Kindred wound up doing some kind of battle, and Kindred wound up throwing him into the cell. The next thing we find out is Carly tells her side of the story, but doesn't give him all the details, because based off of what happens in Amazing Spider-Man issue 56, right, we wind up finding that there is a dead body, Harry Osborn, that she discovered, but she has not told them. She just says to herself, this is the same person that is sitting next to me in the cell, which kind of an interesting revelation there as the reader, because you're like, at first you thought for sure that Kindred was Harry, right? Now Harry's in the same cell as Carly Cooper, but she still found a dead body of Harry. So who is this person in this cell? So that really leads to an interesting question here. And meanwhile, at the bar where you have like Overdrive and Speed Demon, or maybe not Overdrive, Speed Demon, Boomerang, Shocker, and all the other villains hanging around there, talking about how they also want to get revenge or redemption on Spider-Man as well. So now not only do you have the Sinister Six, but you got like the Nick Spencer's characters that were in his run. Looks like they're going to be going after Spider-Man. Spider-Man is obviously looking for the Sinister Six to try to see if he can get any answers, but no luck. Then we wind up seeing that Doc Ock is communicating with Kindred. He's done everything that he's wanted, but Kindred is assembling the final piece to the Sinister Six puzzle, which we are revealed that it is Mysterio. And I was super excited to see Mysterio part of this Sinister Six once again. And of course, we have Kindred, who's always talking or doing the narration in this issue, and he just says, someone would want revenge, some just want to make a name for themselves, and then others are looking for redemption, and while others are looking for blood. And so basically, at the time you get to the last page of this issue, you see pretty much all of Spider-Man's rogue gallery showing up in this event that is coming up. So you have like the Sinister Six, you have the, I think it's the Savage Six, you have the Sinister Syndicate, which is the females, then you have the Fearless Foes of Spider-Man, which is from Nick Spencer's run, and then most recently at the end of the last issue, I think Amazing Spider-Man issue 69 or Giant Size, you have like the Black Ant and Taskmaster, Jack-O-Lantern, Chance, and so you have a couple of those guys in there. So if you have been jonesing for some Spider-Man Rogues Gallery, well, this is the event that's going to bring it. So at the end of the day, I was super pumped by the time I got done reading this issue. This got me more excited for the event than it ever did before, because this is all I've wanted since Nick Spencer has taken over the run of Amazing Spider-Man, right? So, and it can't drag on too long because it's like what, six issues? That's all it is. So I can't wait to see what the outcome of the story is going to be when it comes to the villains, Peter Parker, Mary Jane. Obviously, by the time we get to the end of Nick Spencer's run, when it comes to Amazing Spider-Man, Spider-Man's not in a good place because it looks like he has to do battle against all these characters, and that's why Ben Reilly is coming in to take his place for a little while until we get the official new creative team, I guess. But nevertheless, at the end of the day, I got to give this comic book a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought this was a great Spider-Man comic. This is something I've been waiting for a long time. I thought the artwork could have been a little bit more solid, maybe a little bit more action, but obviously this is a prelude and it's setting things up on what's to come for the Amazing Spider-Man. So guys, in the comments below, let me know what you thought of this particular issue. Were you just as excited and pumped when you got done with it? And guys, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, don't forget to hit that bell. And if you like more of my content, click on it right here, and hopefully you enjoy this new weekly Spider-Man series. Take care, guys. See you soon. Bye.